法师为同学们大家上午好。今天非常荣幸有邀请心定和尚为我们来揭牌今天的心定研究室的一个揭牌仪式。那么主要今天的这个仪式来源呢，就是我们国际佛教研究院还有在创办佛学硕士中文班佛学硕士的中文课程。那么目前一共有17个学生，这17个学生有2位泰国同学。
In the 17 students, 2 from Thailand and 15 from China. Today's unveiling ceremony is aimed to promote the exchanges between Theravada tradition and the Mahayana tradition. In the course, we have Chinese Mahayana teachings and Theravada content. Besides the teaching, we have some conferences and the thesis writing. And today, we're holding the unveiling ceremony today to say thanks to all the participants here today. And I say thanks to Venerable Hsin Ting and Ajahn Popo Vachela Paul Wilawasa. Speaking China. Thanks to Venerable Ajahn Anando's speech. Next, I would like to invite the Dean of Graduate School, Director of the IBSC, Venerable Prakusamo Vacharavi Tita Vangso, to give the welcome speech to everyone.
In talent, and then associates. ไม่เสียงไม่ออกมัน
เจ้าหน้าที่คณาจารย์หลายๆคน
Thanks a lot to the speech of Director of the IBSC. Next, I would like to introduce Venerable Master Hsin Ting. Venerable Hsin Ting followed Master Xing Yun, ordained as a monk in 1968, and graduated from the Buddhist Academy of the East, and got a lot of honor titles and PhD degrees. Now it's the abbot of the Four Guangshan Temple. Venerable Hsin Ting is very famous for his Dharma talks, spread Dharma, and the Buddhist music, and have many experts in these areas, as honored as the whole skilled expert masters. And Master Hsin Ting wrote a lot of books about the Dharma, and the English versions
下，在推动泰国佛教的发展这方面
in the work of promote the exchanges between Buddhist traditions in 2012, Venerable Hsin Ting followed an order by Master Xing Yun, went to Thailand to build a Taihua temple. We show great gratitude to Master Hsin Ting to support the Hsin Ting Research Room, to support the students can learn in IBSC. Thanks a lot to Venerable Hsin Ting, the support to us. Next, I would like to invite Venerable Hsin Ting to give the speech on the topic the exchanges of different Mahayana and Theravada traditions about academic and culture. Respect to the director of the IBSC and Professor Dr. Janando and all the participants here. Good morning, everyone. All the students, respect to everyone here. Today, I'm very honored to be here, to be invited to IBSC. To do the unveiling ceremony for the Hsin Ting research room and give a short speech. I feel very honored. In 2012, the Master Xing Yun sent me to Thailand to build a Taihua temple. At the time, I think about Mahayana Buddhism and Theravada Buddhism. We have the same teacher. That's the Buddha. The Buddha is our same teacher, even though we are named Mahayana tradition and Theravada tradition, but we should respect each other. So when I building the Dhamma hall, I wrote a verses that respect each other and to be one family. And the Mahayana and the Theravada should pay respect to each other, respect each other. So we come here to build a Taihua temple. And in this way, we can communicate with each other more often. After the temple finished building, the dean of the Mahamakuta University and the professors and students from Maha Chulalongkorn University also visit our temple. And we also give the speeches on the Mahayana tradition to them. So the Taihua temple of Foguang have a lot of communications with the Theravada tradition in Thailand. I very grateful to Ajananda. So I think the Mahayana and the Theravada have to do some thing for the exchanges between each other. We have to do some translation works about the texts. So I plan to build the Taihua Buddhist Text Translation Center. And this center is planned to translate the Mahayana texts in Chinese, translate into Thai language. So only the scholars who know Chinese well can do this job. So I know Ajananda have been studied in Foguang Nanhua University, got his PhD, MA degree, and got the PhD degree in Fudan University. And at the same time, I noticed that when he did his PhD degree, he did the deeper research about Madhyamaka school in Chinese. And the 42 chapters suttas were translated into Thai from Chinese. So I know that his Chinese is very good and know Theravada Tipitaka and the Chinese sutta as well. This kind of expert is very intelligent. So I said to Ajananda, if I establish the Taihua Translation Center, could you come here to be the director? I didn't think that Ajahn agreed with it immediately. So we also invited some scholars who did the research about ancient Chinese texts, scriptures in Thailand to help the translation works. In the past few years, we have translated a lot of texts, especially the book offered to the tourists of 365 days and some very famous sayings of the famous people all over the world, and some poems, versions of the Buddhist texts. Professor Dr. on duty of this translation work. But finally, they finished some jobs of this. And this kind of job have been sent to many big hotels in Thailand. Over 10,000 books have been delivered to the big hotels in Thailand. But it's mainly Chinese version and the Thai version. Sometimes we also added the painting books of the Dhamma. We also delivered to over 300 universities in Thailand for free. We uploaded to the websites for free download. So the cultural exchanges between the Theravada tradition and the Mahayana tradition was done by the Ajahn Nando in Translation Center. I think this kind of job I did follow the Master Hsin Wing's idea is a great attitude to the communications between Theravada tradition and the Mahayana tradition. I will show great gratitude to Ajahn Nando. It's very difficult to find experts who are skilled at the Chinese language and Thai. So here Thai Hua Temple can help Thai people and the Chinese people to communicate with each other. The Chinese people and the Thai people, whatever career they do, they can speak Chinese in various situations in Thailand. In 2019, we have established a Mahayana language school in Tai Hwa Temple. Now we have over 300 students. They have 3 levels from the first, middle, and higher level Chinese language training, and they communicate with us in Chinese. We help these kinds of Thai people to learn Chinese to help them in the learning and the jobs. That's why I come here, follow the Hsin Master's idea to come here to do the education works here. So it's now good for me to talk about more about the Tai Hwa Temple now. I should talk about more about the Dhamma. Now all the participants here normally are professors, master's degrees or PhD degree students, or you have deep link to the Dharma from the beginner, and to follow the 5 precepts, follow the Buddha's teachings, and go to the university to do the MA and PhD student degree studies. That means we have greater faith of the Buddha Dharma. So the Buddhism have a great power to the peace of the world. So in the Buddhism religion circle, normally we are very harmony. We didn't promote the Buddha Dharma too much all over the world inside the Buddhism circle. So I think it's better for us to do the PhD degree here, because every year I will travel to India to respect the noble place. Now, the nobles, we support them to study in Nanjing University in China and Foguan University in Thailand, and in MCU IBSC we have 7 or 6 students who study here, do the MA degree. Now they are doing the MA thesis now, follow the directions of Ajananda. The Master Hsin Master encouraged them to back to the Indian to support the Dharma in India. So, because based on their knowledge, when they back to India, when they give the Dharma speech, that will be very wonderful. So I hope they can study MA degree. If possible, I suggest them to continue PhD degree here. That's my hope to all of them, everyone. All the graduate school students in here. One thing I want to share with everyone here, and usually I speak to the disciples. This life, we have the chance to enter the Buddha gate, Dhamma gate. We are disciples of the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. We are the very fortunate one. So we should have the faith, and we have the opportunities to learn Dhamma, to go into the Dhamma gate. It's a very fortunate thing for us, because learning Dhamma is mainly about metta and the banya. The metta and the banya. The metta is the base, and the banya is the most important. The metta can help us each other, and the wisdom, the banya, can help us to know the origination, dependent origination, to understand all the things, phenomena in the world is changing all the time. During the progress of the changing, it's just like the dream, like shade. It makes us do not attach to the world outside. In this way, we can liberate. But not everyone's quality can be like Venerable Sharif and the famous famous disciples of the Buddha. Just listen Dhamma and got enlightenment. Not everyone like this. we have no idea, no way to do this like them. However, we have to know the Karma. When the Buddha didn't mention about the Karma, the Buddha suggests us to do the good things, to speak good words and do good deeds, and then to cultivate metta, to obtain the precepts, and then we will have a good future life. The Buddha's means good path is about the human life, and the Deva path. The actions of the mind and the body in our daily life can depend the future life of us. It can the body of us was given by the parents, and now the DNA was generated from the parents to make us born in this world. The cells, the DNA of the parents was formed the children, make the children similar to parents. That's one part of our bodies given by the parents. So the brothers and sisters sometimes are very similar. Something like the twins, they're almost the same. We cannot separate them. Who is born first and who is the next? So in this way, they're looking almost the same. When they have the ability to thinking about something, they will have a little different in their mind. Why these kind of people, they born from the same parents, have the similar looking, but they have different thinking? That's because the real life is about mind, consciousness. In the dependent origination, in the third, about the consciousness in the dependent origination. So all of these actions of our mind, the body, was collected the deeds of our actions were stored in the memory. And this kind of deeds will be existed. This kind of consciousness will go into the mom's body. If they do a lot of good deeds in the past lives, this will affect the looking of the child. And then when the child is born, many people will like it. But if he did a lot of wrong things, wrong deeds in the previous life, when they birth in this life, many people maybe don't like it, bad looking. That is because the actions of the mind and the body deeds in the previous lives, the habit was stored in the consciousness. So when that birth, Some people were happy when they see the temple, and some people they're not happy when they see the temples. Some people feel happy when they see the temples. We'll go inside, but some people, when they saw the temples, when we're not go inside. That's because some people they close to Dharma, close to temple in the previous life. Okay, this kind of thinking followed from the previous lives. We believe that this good cause will bring good results, and the bad deeds will cause bad results. All these kind of deeds store in the memory. We will follow these kind of habits. So we follow good habits, we will do the good deeds this life as the previous lives. When they do these good deeds, they feel very happy. When they help others with, they feel happy. The happy mind, very strong. When they die at this moment, they will go rebirth in heaven. The same thing, in the next life, they will still have to do the good things. So I want to tell everyone, our MA students here, the parents gave us bodies. The DNA also follow from the parents. And the actions of the mind and the body, we followed from the past, the previous lives, will form the energy. We cannot see this kind of energy. This kind of energy, the Buddha call it existing. It including all the deeds we did in the past lives. The body was from parents, but this kind of mind was a follow from the previous lives, even the dogs and the cats. So this life we learn Dharma, we know the Karma, we know the previous life and the next life, we know we have noble one in this world and have the lay people in this world. This kind of idea, if we know this kind of idea, even though we didn't get it Arahanthood, we will still keep this kind of habits, keep this kind of mind, and to be a good person, to rebirth in the heaven, to be a good path, good realm. So sometimes I always say, this life is very happy or fortunate to study Buddhism, this life. The body follow parents, the mind follow our previous lives. If you want to liberate God enlightenment, so the right life view is to know that we should not do the bad things. We should try to do the good things. That's the most fortunate thing, happiness things we should do. So this kind of I share this kind of ideas to encourage each other. When we graduate, we should spread the Buddhicitta. Wherever the professors, to spread the Dharma. For example, in Malaysia, 10 years ago, they established the Malaysia Buddhist Association. It's very careful or very diligently in spreading the Dharma in this organization. So I suggest all the students here to have the Bodhicitta, to have this metta, to spread the Dharma. This kind of world now is very terrible. A lot of bad things happen all over the world. As a Buddha student, we have to do our best. If you're good at writing, just writing. If you're good at speech, you just give speech. I encourage each other. Some students are come from the China mainland. I come from the China mainland. At first, I still have some confused about the Dhamma. So the Venerable is talking about the working of the sensual doors and the consciousness. If the consciousness is the leader, the first is the consciousness. This means knower, but not analyzes it. We call when the consciousness analyzes the phenomena, and the consciousness will thinking about what is it and what is like, what are the features of these phenomena, and the mind will have this concept about this thinking, imagination in the memory. Now this is called consciousness. And in Chinese we call 意识心. They have different kind of mind. So the Venerable explained it. There's a little differences between them. So we call this the features of this citta. There are 5 consciousness. And this kind of consciousness have a very special feature that is attached to the phenomena. So when the Venerable Shenzhao Master, when they explain this, they call it consciousness. If we feel satisfied with all these kind of food, like the Venerable Master Shenzhao call it the 7th consciousness. When the actions by the body and the mind, we have the power, have the energy. This kind of energy will never disappear. If we put in the concept or theory about the karma, it's almost the same theory. When we see something, do something, at the same time, this kind of energy will become our memory, to store in the memory. This kind of memory will calculate and communicate day by day, year by year, and all of these kind of things will collected in this big room. The Xuanzang Master called this is the yes. Xuanzang Master called it the eighth consciousness. In the Buddha time, Buddha mentioned about 6 kinds of different consciousness. And in the consciousness only school, they mentioned the attachment, this consciousness of the attachment called the 6th consciousness. And all the deeds we have to about energy stored in the we call in the consciousness only school, we call it the 8th consciousness. If we do a lot analysis of this theory, we'll feel confused, we'll feel confused. At first, the consciousness is about to recognize, to know, and still the consciousness have the feature of attached to outside things. When you see a cup, when you go back, you will remember the cup. So that means store in some place that we call the 8th consciousness. Because in China, many people are interested in analysis or study the consciousness only school. So I give a brief introduction of the progress of the consciousness in consciousness only school. In the Buddha's school, Buddha also mentioned about 6 kinds of consciousness. And when the babies stay in the mother's bottom, they still have attached to the Now, Venerable is talking about the form, feeling, perception, mental formations, and the consciousness of the theory in Buddha's time. So now in the daily life, when you eat some good things, you're always thinking about it. So this kind of thing about the Vedanta is about if you are satisfied with something. This kind of teaching, we have the texts about these teachings in the Buddha's time about the consciousness. That's the features of the consciousness. So we come from China, and mainly we follow Zen tradition, Chan tradition. And many people who follow Chan, and they think the Chan is not relying on words out of the text. So this kind of teaching actually is around. In the Chan school, we have a lot of texts as the foundation. The foundation of the text of Chan school is normally followed by the Lankavatthana Sutta. The Venerable mentioned that the Bodhidharma was followed by the Lankavatthana Sutta, was followed by Chodabadalo, and Bodhidharma is the first patriarch of the Chan school. If we follow the foundation of the Sutta, so the first patriarch of the Chan school should be Chodabadalo, because Chodabadalo learned from the Lankavatthana Sutta. It mentions that all the beings has the pure mind just because the defilement. All the beings cannot show its original pure mind. So if we say the Chinese Chan, the first patriarch should be Chodabadalo, and who translated the Agama Sutta, the first volume of the Agama Sutta. He translated a lot of suttas, early Buddhism sutta. He's very expert at our texts. He lived at the same year as Vajrayana, Kumarajiva's lifetime. So the Bodhidharma, when they give the Dhamma talk, they use the methods about sitting to cultivate the original pure mind. So some disciples follow this teaching to practice deep in this method, and they do the analysis of the Sutta ideas to remove the defilements, delusions, to give the Dhamma talks. And it's just a sitting method to get the original pure mind, to get the original face. But this kind of teaching is followed Lankavatthana Sutta. And when they do the research on the Lankavatthana Sutta, the Zhao means analysis of the text. So in the Chan school, they have different schools. Some focus on the Vinaya, and some focus on the text. And until the sixth patriarch of Chan school, Huinan Master, transferred the style of the Chan school to not rely on words. Not because we didn't do the deep research of the history of the Chan school in China. If a Buddhist disciples didn't learning practice, it's just like the male chicken give the eggs. So some people in the Lankavarata Sutta, it mentioned that disciples of Chen should meditate a lot. And the two ways, that is by the theory and by the practice. That's the daily practice. So when we learn Chinese school, we have know this kind of things. So in the history, some people mentioned about history is not completely correct. I learned this from the history of the Chan. So I respect Chudama Patolo. And I learned the Sutta from the first comes of the Buddha Dhamma. Was translated in Nanjing. So I respect him very much. I respected Kumarajiva, but I respect Chotopatolo so much as it's translated in Nanjing. That's the origin text of the Chinese school. Thank you, everyone. This is my speech today.
深刻和深入的演讲，让我们了解到了禅宗的一个缘起，还有唯识的对我们身心的修行的一个重要性，新意识对修行的重要性。那我代表我们中文班感谢心定和尚。身为 IBSC 硕士中文班的同学，我代表我们中文班全体同学向心定和尚表示至诚的感谢，感恩心定和尚对我们求学的大力支持和帮助。
I show great respect and gratitude to Venerable Hsin Ting to help us in our study in Thailand, to support us a lot of help. Thanks a lot to Venerable Hsin Ting. And next, I would like to invite the Assistant Professor Dr. Sudhi Ratana Bandit to give the gift to Venerable Hsin Ting. So I would like to invite, welcome everyone to go to the fourth floor to participate in the unwearing ceremony. The session in this room already finished. Let's meet in the fourth floor. Okay, finish.